Hello everyone, and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Todd Chrisley livid, goes off on F-bomb tirade. Todd Chrisley has become livid and went off on a F-bomb tirade. Fans were shocked to see how angry Todd got in that moment. However, it was hilarious to most. Todd and Julie Chrisley have returned to their home in Nashville, Tennessee, after a long 28 months locked away in federal prison. Since then, Chrisley has been active on social media, and fans are loving it. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Todd Chrisley continues to fight for what's right. Todd Chrisley was recently released from federal prison. His daughter, Savannah Chrisley, was fighting for her parents' freedom the entire time they were locked up. However, now that he is out, Todd is still fighting for what is right. He does not agree with the justice system. He thinks that they have done a lot of things wrong, especially in the prisons. However, he did recently get to pick up his friend and take him out for a nice meal after he was released. This is something he loved doing, and did not want the friends he made in prison to feel as though they were forgotten. Todd Chrisley has reshared a hilarious prank that fans love watching. They were out in the dark on what looked to be a tour. Chase threw a fake snake at his father. Todd then goes off and starts cussing up a storm. He tells Chase that he is a stupid F***ck and lets him know that it is not F***king funny. His reaction was hilarious. Todd shared the old post and asked Chase if he remembered. He then told Chase that payback is a B***tch. So, fans want to see what Todd has up his sleeve. Soon, fans could be seeing a funny prank that Todd plays on Chase. It seems as though Todd did not like Chase's prank. However, this happened years ago. Fans love seeing the old video every time it comes out. Todd did remind Chase that payback sucks. So, fans are waiting to see what Todd has in store for his son. Viewers also love seeing the family back together once again. It was hard for them all to be apart from one another. What do you think about this? Did you find the video to be funny? Todd Chrisley has always been known for his sharp tongue and his no-nonsense attitude, but insiders say the Chrisley Knows Best star recently reached a whole new level of fury. According to multiple sources close to the situation, the usually composed reality TV patriarch unleashed a shocking, expletive-filled tirade that left everyone around him stunned, and it wasn't just a small meltdown. It was a full-blown explosion. The incident reportedly happened after Todd received news that pushed him past his breaking point. Todd's been trying to hold everything together, but he's under so much pressure, a source close to the family shared. When he found out what had happened, he completely lost it. He dropped a ton of F-bombs. He was livid. The breaking point. Since entering prison in 2023, Todd has worked hard to maintain his faith and his family's public image, often speaking about forgiveness, resilience, and redemption. But life behind bars hasn't been easy. Between the harsh conditions, limited contact with his wife Julie, and growing frustrations about how his family has been portrayed in the media, tensions have been simmering for months. The outburst reportedly came after Todd learned that a staff member at the facility had leaked personal details about him to a tabloid. It was the last straw, said the insider. He felt betrayed and humiliated. Todd's private struggles were being turned into gossip again, and he just snapped. According to those present, Todd's usual southern charm evaporated in an instant. He slammed his hands on the table and shouted, "I am done with this bull," the source claimed. Then he started pacing back and forth, throwing out every curse word you can imagine. People could hear him down the hall. It was like years of frustration came pouring out all at once. "Nobody has any idea what I go through." Todd's rant reportedly lasted several minutes, with him venting about everything from the unfairness of his situation to the lack of privacy and respect he feels he's been given. He kept saying, "Nobody has any idea what I go through in here. None of them understand," the insider continued. He was red in the face. His voice was cracking. It wasn't just anger, it was pain. Other inmates and staff reportedly stood frozen, unsure whether to intervene or give him space. "Most people know better than to mess with Todd when he's heated," the source added. "He has a strong presence. When he's upset, you feel it in the air." Everyone just kind of stepped back and let him vent. Family backlash and more trouble brewing. News of the tirade quickly made its way to Todd's family. Savannah Chrisley, who's been his fiercest defender, was said to be deeply worried. While she understands her father's frustration, she fears that another outburst could land him in deeper trouble with prison authorities. Savannah loves her dad, but she's terrified this could hurt his chances of early release or leniency, said a family friend. She's been working so hard to get people to see the good in him again, to see that he's changed. This kind of story doesn't help. The situation reportedly grew more complicated when Todd was summoned by a facility supervisor after the incident. While no official punishment has been reported, sources claim he was issued a verbal warning about his behavior. They told him he needed to calm down and remember that he's still an inmate, not a celebrity,
Julie's
the insider revealed. Heartbroken and helpless. Meanwhile, Julie Chrisley, still serving her own sentence at a separate facility, was said to be heartbroken after hearing about her husband's outburst. Julie's always been Todd's calming force, a source close to her explained. She prays with him, keeps him grounded, reminds him that God has a plan. But she's miles away. She can't just hold his hand or talk him down like before. That's tearing her apart. The couple's separation has been one of the hardest parts of their incarceration. For years, they presented themselves as an unshakable team, partners in everything from parenting to business to their television fame. Now, forced to live apart under grueling conditions, the emotional toll is wearing them thin. Julie just wants peace, the source added. She doesn't want Todd to give the system any reason to be harder on him. But he's human, and after everything they've endured, it's not shocking he finally cracked. Public image at stake. Even though Todd is behind bars, his family's brand remains active. Savannah continues to run her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, where she frequently updates fans on her parents' legal battles and prison conditions. However, a public outburst like this could undo much of the sympathy the family has fought to regain. Todd's reputation has been in recovery mode, a media expert noted. The narrative has been about redemption, growth, and accountability. But when you hear that he went off on a profanity-laced tirade, it risks reviving the old image, the fiery, controlling Todd who always had to have the last word. Still, many fans have expressed understanding and compassion. Social media has been flooded with supportive messages, with one fan writing, "Todd's been through hell. If anyone deserves a moment to vent, it's him." Another added, "He's only human. They've humiliated him enough. Let the man breathe." The aftermath. In the days following the incident, sources say Todd has calmed down and expressed regret for his behavior. He's aware it wasn't his best moment, said the insider. But he's also unapologetic about why he was angry. He feels violated, and in his mind, he had every right to speak his truth. Reportedly, Todd has since requested a private meeting with prison administrators to address the ongoing issue of leaks and staff misconduct. He's not just sitting back and accepting it, the source explained. He's demanding accountability. That's classic Todd. When something's wrong, he doesn't stay quiet. As of now, the Chrisley family hasn't issued an official comment on the situation, though fans are speculating Savannah may address it in an upcoming podcast episode. If she does, it will likely focus on empathy and the emotional strain of incarceration, not on Todd's language. A storm inside and out. For Todd Chrisley, the F-bomb tirade may have been a moment of weakness, but it was also a human reaction to a life turned upside down. Stripped of his freedom, his family's company, and much of his privacy, Todd's explosive outburst was, in a way, his only remaining form of control. He's been silenced, monitored, and judged nonstop for 2 years, said the insider. That moment, those F-bombs, that was his rebellion. It was his way of saying, "You can take everything from me, but you can't take my voice." As the Chrisleys continue to navigate their long road toward freedom, one thing is clear. Todd may be confined, but his fire hasn't gone out. Whether it's anger, faith, or sheer defiance, the man who built his empire on boldness still refuses to fade quietly into the background.